Hey guys, I have 2 openings to take on factory partnerships where I'll be your partner on Amazon. You would work directly with me and sell through one of our accounts. If this is of interest to you, please email me directly, danny@sellersessions.com. Also, we're now open to take on more clients for our PPC agency Databrill. You can visit sellersessions.com/agency for more details and also request some of our new case studies. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, turning around your business, some troubleshooting, dealing with ranking or PPC issues, you can book 1-hour consults via sellersessions.com/consultancy. Basically, this is a cost-effective way to troubleshoot your business and get a video recording of the session so you're able to put it into action post-call. Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Let's dive straight back in. Yeah, they say the cream always rises. So another thing I wanted to cover here, so we can kind of cross-pollinate with the ranking thing, we touched on it earlier, that we would mix in other different opportunities. We had a quick chat off call about rebates, which I'd like to bring this back on call. So Anthony, do you want to just share what we were discussing with regards to this whole thing with rebates and the terms of service and stuff?
Okay. So I'm always the one that's like defending the
you can get hit
strategy.
with a shit stick. Yeah.
I'm always the one defending the strategy.
Yeah.
But, I don't see rebates as a gray area. I think that they're perfectly within terms because when I look at the stuff that happens on Amazon, I also look at the market as a whole. And giving rebates is a strategy that companies have been employing forever. I mean, it's been around way longer than any of us has been selling on Amazon. It's just a thing. And why do they do it? They do it to either get some information from you or just to stimulate sales. So why you would do the same thing, you do it for the same reason, right? Get information from somebody or stimulate sales. So I don't see it as being in conflict until Amazon steps up and says, look, too many people are abusing it, which they can because they have before. Too many people are abusing this and using it for nefarious reasons, so we're going to make it explicitly against terms that you cannot give anything in the form of what you call a rebate.
Weren't rebates in the most recent update of terms where it was very much more specific? Amazon was spelling out, obviously they're still vague, but they were spelling out a lot more than they ever done before. From memory, wasn't there something in there about rebates? Was that addressed?
I don't recall seeing anything about rebates, but if it was, I guarantee you it was in exchange for a review, which is not what we're talking about.
Yes. Yeah.
We're talking about just giving somebody a rebate, which as far as I'm concerned, there's no terms against that. And I saw with my own eyes, I can only say this because I did see it. There was a video taken by a gentleman who's a friend of mine of another video or of another person who I don't know, who was involved with one of the rebate services, and his words, unless he was blatantly lying, said, we asked Amazon if giving rebates is okay, and they said yes. So I know that's he said, she said, but as somebody in the industry looking at somebody else that I have only heard is a credible source from other people in the industry saying that, I mean, I take his word, at least on its surface that it's probably true. And I saw a corroborating piece of email. Obviously, that can be forged. But again, unless this is a conspiracy and people are blatantly trying to create a conspiracy, if it is true, and there's no reason to believe that it's not, then Amazon's even admitting, at least to some people, that they don't have a problem with rebates. So I defend the tactic. And the reason that I defend the tactic is, as I just stated before, mixing your promotion strategies and pulling in different traffic sources and different, promotion amounts is a smart way to send the message that you're doing real marketing. And rebates is a good way to stimulate full price purchases, which I think are important to throw into the mix, especially if what you were talking about earlier is true. And Amazon is looking at the number of sales you get and whether or not they're all deep discount or not.
Yeah. No, it definitely makes sense, but it's always that. It's the same with going back to the whole thing about giveaways. That's rank manipulation. We know time and time again the terms of service are vague, and there are people out there who don't believe that doing giveaways is valid and it's against terms of service, or it's going to get banned, and it's never got banned. And I think rebates have come under that same scrutiny, hasn't it?
Well, from my perspective, because I've seen the letter, they hired a lawyer to send a letter to Amazon Legal. They got the AOK from Amazon Legal, and you could even require a review in the beginning. Amazon Legal quickly changed their tune, then came back and said you can get the rebate, but you can't require a review. So then Rebate Key, which is the name, changed their tune and said we can't require reviews anymore. And I mean, from my perspective, it works. It's like any other rebate out there. I'm not an owner of the thing. Some friends of mine own it. I use the service. I pay for the service, and it works. If you want to use it.
Was it Leo built it? He's one of
Leo built it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the programmers behind it. We've covered this on the show many times, but 2018 again was like the rise of bots. But I still don't know whether there's enough people using them. A lot of people talk about bots. It's a bit like third party, like external traffic. Last year and the year before was the year of external traffic, and it's on everyone's shopping list, but they don't always get round to implementing it. Are you seeing an uptick in terms of people using bots now?
So what I'm seeing, is that I'm seeing a big uptake on that. But the thing is, though, is that people, especially the newbie sellers, they want to do it, but then they see, wow, this is a whole new platform to learn, and they just feel so overwhelmed. They don't know what to do. And then they try to do it. I mean, I had a client the other day, which I created for him a nice little sexy review funnel, flow, everything. And I shared it with him. He's like, oh, Paul, thank you. This is amazing. And then I got a barrage of emails, messages saying, how do you use it? Come on, God. Like, I'm doing you a favor here and I'm wasting my time. But I'm seeing a lot of newbie sellers. What I actually did find is that back in the days of incentivized reviews, everyone was doing incentivized reviews, and I made sure to tell myself and everyone else, don't do it, because although it's great, you're losing a valuable marketing strategy, which you won't learn because just doing incentivized reviews. Yeah. And then as we all knew, that was pulled away. And then that was the only marketing strategy most Amazon sellers had, was using incentivized reviews. When they got pulled away, they left just doing nothing, just PPC pretty much. And PPC then shot through the roof, everything. And now I'm finding the sellers are still pretty much pouring everything to PPC and don't want to learn any off Amazon traffic strategies. And they are shooting themselves in the foot. And again, a year's time, they won't be around. Only the experienced sellers that actually put the hours in to learn something new and do it. I mean, the thing is, though, is that Anthony, you do a lot of Facebook ads.
Anthony does a lot of bot stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you do a lot of Facebook ads, bot stuff, and you would know eventually is that you'd be surprised. I mean, how many Amazon sellers can't just create a basic Facebook ad? I mean, that should be 101. It crushes me.
I just figured out that I need to write a series of blogs. Like I was struggling with what content can I've been kind of writer's block, and I just figured it out the other day because one of our biggest clients came to me and was asking me questions about the ad, like being in the back of Facebook, and he was like, and he said it, he was like, man, this is so confusing. I can't find my audience or something, and then oh there it is, man. Facebook just makes this really confusing, and I was like. Even for experienced people, it could be confusing. I'm like, so no wonder there's newbies that they don't have a clue. They
no chance.
Their brain just blows up. They're like, I don't have any idea where to even start with this. So I think the biggest reason that everybody hasn't jumped on this amazing, fantastic, wonderful marketing changing thing called chatbots, which is my favorite thing in the whole world right now, is because there's just not enough education out there for them to easily grab onto and figure out, how. I mean, because this is a learning curve, man. I've been playing with this stuff for like over 6 months, and I'm still a novice.
It's true. I mean, I've been, so the chatbot started about 2 years back because of Danny. And before then, we were using all the platforms, Chatmatic, Chatfuel, ManyChat, all of those. And I won't lie, 2 years back, man, they were clunky. The UI was horrendous. Now I think everyone's spoiled, but also I'm a bit biased there because I think everyone's spoiled now because we went through the hard times. And they now see it. I mean, same as Amazon Search Central. Back in the day, man, it was horrible. But good now, it's kind of sexy.
It's beautiful now, isn't it?
As beautiful as it can be.
Beautiful-ish. I look at it more as like a makeup on a cow, but whatever.
Putting lipstick on a pig,
exactly.
Chris, do you use chatbots?
Yeah, actually, it's pretty astounding the difference between the response rate that you get from chatbots versus, say, email. It's really ridiculous. It's kind of like when you compare like conversion rates from an Amazon listing to like a Shopify listing or like an e-commerce listing. A good conversion rate on Amazon is like 20-30%. A bad conversion rate is like 10-20%. But like on Shopify or like e-commerce, it's like a good conversion would be like
0.5 to 1.
Yeah,
like 5%, and you are killing it.
Yeah, killing it. Yeah,
5% is high.
It's similar with chatbots. It's like email open rates. Like you're doing good if you're like 20 to 30% or something like that. And like chatbots, it's like 80 to 90% plus.
Yeah,
it's pretty nuts. So actually for my own brand, so Judo Launch doesn't have any kind of chatbot service whatsoever. I don't have a horse in the game with this, but for my own brand, we just started focusing, in terms of audience growing and growing our own audience base and launch base. We just started focusing on that alone because it just made more sense. There's just way more engagement. You get way more bang for your buck. I honestly think it's something to learn. It's like, you don't want to be Kodak being like, oh, digital cameras will never become a thing. I'm going to stick with film. You should probably figure that shit out because I don't think it's going anywhere. And this is probably the heyday, before.
What I've found with chatbots, crazy is that because I've been in this niche for a while, is that my product selection now, I don't do product selection, product research. Because I have a big enough audience, I say to them, what do you want? For example, I had like a unicorn toy, and then I said to them, what do you guys want? They said, my little girl loves a unicorn toy. My little boy now wants a dinosaur toy. My next product will be shipping within the next 2 weeks. And I know already I have a client base that will buy it. And again, I can't remember the last time I actually emailed a customer, but chatbots all the time. Yeah, again, I am biased because I have my own software, but again, I would only really push into that software if I knew it was a good opportunity. And also is that, how much longer will this last for? We don't know. It's going to get slaughtered very soon, but like getting in now is the best time to get in.
I don't know that it will get slaughtered though, man. Because this was the argument that people, well-respected people in this industry, about a year ago had. They were like, oh, it's going to get killed just like email. Marketers ruin everything. And yes, it's true. It'll probably change because marketers do ruin everything. But the point that I forgot her name, the chick that does all of the mini chat trainings.
Molly Pittman.
Molly Pittman says it won't ever become like email and spam because Facebook won't let it. Like the difference between Gmail doesn't get all Gmail does is blocks if you get your like IP blacklisted or whatever, right? But they don't enforce anything. Google doesn't go in there specifically trying to like monitor the Gmail platform, but Facebook has a vested interest in making Facebook and specifically Messenger, which is I think more downloads now than Facebook, the actual platform. They have a vested interest in making sure that it remains a top quality form of communication. So they're always going to go in there and make sure that people don't feel this way about about the information they're getting through Messenger. So they won't ever let it get ruined. I believe her when she says that, and that tells me that we're looking at seriously evergreen strategy because Messenger's not going anywhere, and it's not like Facebook's going to say, "Well, marketers can't use it anymore." It's like, no, that's BS. You realize how much money they're making off of that?
Yeah.
That's why they opened it up as a advertising medium. So we're just going to.
But like everything else, I remember when Facebook advertising first opened. Like when Facebook first allowed advertising on the platform, and it was like everyone was talking about, dude, it's dirt cheap to advertise your stuff on Facebook. Dirt cheap. It's like
still kind of.
Hold on a minute, Michael.
Well,
your background.
Is that you, Mike?
I think
Say that
you
again.
have the power to Danny.
Kurt's like, you're the admin.
No, I was
Don't
listening.
forget.
No. So, okay. So, from my experience with chatbots and marketing on Facebook, Facebook is changing a few things. So they're giving the customers like feedback on advertising now. And if you get low feedback scores, it means your cost per click will go through the roof. So remember that when you're creating like paid chatbots and other stuff. So this is something they started rolling out back in July. and it's becoming more and more, relevant. So if you are doing sales on your website,
they let users actually rate your chatbot now too.
Mm.
Has anybody else seen that in their Facebook backend? You'll see Messenger review. I got a 5-star.
Yeah.
What?
My only fear with chatbots.
If you have a low review, they'll shut down your bot, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a really shitty review, then you just have to start over again and figure it out. I mean, that's basically it.
My only fear with chatbots, because we made our own software, you kind of see what Facebook's playing in the back end. And man, Facebook are horrendous to work with. I mean, I would choose Amazon sales support over Facebook any day of the week.
Well, that's a big statement.
Facebook shut down.
Man, what's going on in Ukraine over there? Sorry, to the audience. Michael sounds like he's running through downtown.
I'm going to plug in my phone, man. So I'm running out of battery on my phone. I got 2% left. I didn't know it was going to go for over an hour.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
Apologies. That's it. I can hang up, or I can hang up.
No.
You can
we love you on the call. Stay on the call, but get plugged in. It's just all the swishing in the background.
I'm literally at 1%. I'm almost to the car, man.
Cool.
So I didn't bring the charging cable with me. I left it in the car, so I'm gonna go plug into the car. Cool. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
I want to hear Paul finish this thought, though.
Yeah, sorry, Paul.
Sorry. Go, Paul.
So what I was saying is that because we're on software, we can kind of see what Facebook's plans are. And Facebook, again, is going to be the next WeChat of the world. But outside of China, it's going to be massive. It's going to be huge. The problem is with Facebook is that they are so unforgiving more than Amazon. So, for example, for all those marketers out there that create spammy bots, everything, they will eventually be banned from Facebook. And then to get back into Facebook is a nightmare, because then you need a whole new debit card, credit card, address, everything. It's a nightmare. So that's my only fear about chatbots is that if you build 500,000 subscriber list, which sounds ridiculous, but it's possible. It can be done with ease. You build that chat list up, it'll take you about a year or two, and then ban you. You lose the chatbot and you lose your account. That's my biggest fear with Facebook. And then again, much like Amazon, when you fear your account suspension, same with chatbots. And again, I love chatbots so much so is that because essentially when you have a chatbot, a really engaged list, they don't care if you buy on Amazon or Shopify. You can send the traffic wherever, and that's what I just find so powerful. And then if you lose that, if you get banned from Facebook, you lose a valuable asset in your business. My only fear with chatbots.
But that's anything though. If you get suspended on Amazon, you lose a valuable asset. If you are a service that sends emails and you get your IPs blacklisted, you have lost. You see, like everybody has this. So what I just took away from your thing there about Facebook chatbots is regularly back up with export your user IDs that you have that you can download those into Excel. Make sure you keep those and don't be spammy. It's and hopefully you'll be good.
I mean, it always run tests. I mean, if you get a chatbot with a 1 feedback, obviously kill that chatbot. Don't keep running it. Run the one that's getting the 5. So I mean, that's basically it. You wouldn't run ads on Amazon that with 300% ACoS. I mean, you would run ads that with 40% ACoS.
Or run ads to a product that has a 2-star rating. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Exactly.
I mean, it's the same thing. So if you're going to run shitty chatbots to a shitty product, of course you're going to get in trouble. That's basically it. So just play smart. But you would be surprised how many people who would actually go out and run a chatbot to a 2-star product. They'll try it because they think it'll save their product. And it won't. There's no saving it. Let it die. Give it away.
Cool. So I think we're coming towards the end here. But before we wrap, let's just to put you on the spot. Let's talk about a blended strategy now. We kind of covered a lot of ground for 2019. We're saying about mix it up. One thing we haven't covered, but guys can listen to previous shows. Me and Michael's covered this. Is ranking with PPC. It's like using all of these formulas. So, Anthony, give me a formula from your point of view. So we'll talk about the giveaways, how you would approach your PPC, How would you approach bot traffic, etc.?
Okay, so I can speak the strongest from the promotion side because obviously with SixLeaf, that's what we do.
Yeah.
The strategy is plan out. I'm actually writing a white paper on this, and everybody will be able to get it free within the next couple of weeks. But plan out your strategy by identifying the relevant keywords that you want to rank for. Create a mix of promotion codes, create a promotion schedule that extends beyond 7 days. Maybe Chris's number 10 is a better number to shoot for, and try to stimulate regular sales at varying levels over the course of that entire period, focusing everything on your relevant keywords so that you rank. Hopefully that visibility gets you some organic sales. I would also recommend simultaneously running some rebate schemes. My personal favorite, while I don't have anything bad to say about platforms, my personal favorite, though, is to create the rebate scheme yourself with your own chatbot. So that way you bring in fresh new people from Facebook ads that come in, and you also handle them in communication with them in your own ecosystem. And I think running that simultaneously, which that's a little next level, but there's training out there that helps. I think running that simultaneously is a good strategy. While also doing whatever it is that you do, everybody's is different, to cultivate those first few reviews. I think all of those activities, at least in the very beginning, lead to a strong launch foundation that 90 days later, you'll see you started right. So that's my advice.
Cool. And Michael, do you want to give an updated strategy in terms of PPC, what you're doing at the moment on launch?
I'm still launching so I'll have one product, 600 variations, and I launch with no reviews and just with PPC. And over Q4, one product that we launched is now generating over $1,000 a day in profit. So it works. Choose your main keyword and go after broad and phrase. Not so much as the exact, and you'll pick up all the long tails and rank for those. I mean, that works really well. One other thing that I will throw out there is I noticed when I added a video to the listings, which is kind of a pain in the ass because I had 599 of them, the conversion rate went up by around 3%. And I see a lot of people who have brand registry who are not adding videos. And I put it across the entire catalog. It took a VA a month, but it was well worth it.
What markets? Is this exclusively for the US or?
Only for US. Only for US. That is correct.
Yep. Paul, search and buy. Do you want to run through a quick search and buy?
My main thing is that after the first 2 weeks launching a product, it's an old strategy. It still works really well. But the first 2 weeks, just do an auto campaign, find your best keywords, and then obviously you know your best keywords. And then after the first 2 week launch, you use a bot, search and buy. And if you're on page 20 for your keyword, let's call it blue spatula, whatever, page 20, then you bid crazy heavy on the PPC. So that way, if they search and buy, they don't have to go to page 20. They can go just page 1 or 2 because you'll be on the sponsored ad. They click on the ad, and that's an extra data point for Amazon because they've typed in blue spatula, they've clicked on your Amazon ad and then bought. And I just found that to be so much more effective because you get 2 data points, search and buy, and the Amazon PPC to help you rank.
Yeah, and you get a good click-through rate, and then obviously the click-to-conversion ratio is increased in most cases. Yeah, in that sense. Chris, any strategy you would like to, elongate and add on there?
Yeah, I'll say, I think especially for sellers with limited time or who don't know the science or maybe can't afford an agency to handle Facebook and Google sophisticated strategies for them. One thing that we just see works, just by looking at data of a massive, number of launches in a lot of different marketplaces, is right now a 10-day launch sequence is working best. This is, again, only my own observation from our own data. The 10-day launch sequence works best, like when you're talking about, some type of giveaway. And then following on with, just to agree with what Paul just said, an extremely aggressive PPC campaign that drives sales, drives full price, organic sales, specifically for the keywords that you're really targeting, for at least a month after that. A month of extreme aggression. I mean, you should never turn it off, but a month of extremely aggressive PPC spending after that. And during that period of time also, you did your initial keyword research and whatnot. We had a whole discussion about that, but you're finding what keywords actually convert to you so that you can refine your PPC strategy to continue to use it to rank for those keywords. Danny, I mean, you talk about this a lot. You've used PPC alone to launch a product with nothing else. So that really speaks to like the power of this. You can post-launch, it really is like the best way for you and the most straightforward way, especially, for sellers that don't know the science of the external traffic, for you to just maintain the success of the launch. And the ones that don't do it just have a much smaller success rate in terms of stickiness. And the ones that do it tend to be a lot more long-term successful.
Cool. Sounds good. I think this has been a pretty in-depth show. So guys, thank you for joining me. Paul, how does people reach you?
Yeah, best thing to do is contact me on Seller Chatbot.
Excellent. Anthony?
If you want to get straight to me, go to the unofficial Anthony Lee Facebook page and just hit that messenger because I'm on Facebook way too much.
Cool. Sounds good. And Chris?
Yeah, people can just email me, chris@judolaunch.com. That's the best way to get me.
Excellent. And Michael?
People can also email me as well, michael@innoventic.com. And I normally respond pretty quickly as long as I have internet and not stuck in like, third world parts of it.
Third world, stuck in the car on the corner.
Rare for you. Rare for you, dude. You're a globetrotter as I've seen in person.
Yeah. Guys, sorry. Thanks for joining us. And I'll see you again in the next few days. Take care.